All right, everybody, welcome into the Pugs and Parker edition of today's streaming day. We do 2 streams every day here. We start out with a high noon stream that comes on at noon, 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's myself. That's me, Pugs Moran. Hi, Pugs Moran, and it's high noon. What I give you there is topics, current events, headlines, trends. If it's things people that are buzzing about, I'm going to give it to you in nice little bite-sized morsels. We run through them all. We get in, we get out. 90 minutes. 90 minutes. That's your lunch break. You're sitting in your car anyway. I'm just telling you, you do yourself a favor. It's a good show. Monday through Friday, noon, hosted by yours truly. Then here on the Radio Misfits podcast, what we do is we finish the large-scale production that is the High Noon Show, and then we break it all down, and then we go back into the studios and the labs, and we look, and we tweak, and we twist, and we try and figure out what we can make better, and then we immediately start working on this one. This show here, 9 o'clock, it's myself, it's James Parker. We call it Pugs and Parker proudly present Pillow Talk here on the Radio Misfits podcast platform, and it's a little different than the High Noon Show. James is running a little late. What? James? Is that James coming? He said he was going to be late. It is James! Oh my goodness, look at who we got here. Going to the pen for James Parker. Now we're going.
Man, stop playing that song. You get me all jazzed up. I'm about to run through the wall like the Kool-Aid man.
It's pretty awesome, isn't it? I mean,
yes.
I imagine we're when things become public phenomena, you know, whether you're talking about the Macarena or who let the dogs out or whatever, you know, we all remember how big they were for a glimmering moment in time, and then they evaporate forever. Rare is it, though, and I think we've got one here. Rare is it where we see the actual beginning of what will be. I imagine this year with football, with college football, with high school football, we're going to start hearing this in basketball stadiums, like during the Final Four when it's it's coming down to the. I mean, it's just. This Edwin Diaz dude for the Mets has stumbled across a song that I think is going to be used in sports, and I think we're going to hear it a lot of places, and then it'll go away, James. So in 20 years from now, we'll hear it and we'll go, oh, remember in 2002 when that was a thing.
So today in small market America, in Tyler, we have a mix station. And I don't have to tell you what the playlist is. I say the word mix and you already know what they're going to play.
I got to stop you. There's something wrong with your connection. We got a problem with your connection. James?
Yeah, I'm here.
James.
Do you hear me?
Yeah, why don't you disconnect and reconnect? Because you're really garbled, and can you try that?
It's that bad? All right. Let me try it.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. So just disconnect and reconnect. All right, James will be back. He's gonna disconnect. Don't worry. It's just gonna take a minute. He's got the link. We won't got a lot of stuff that I want to talk about here today, too. All right, he's out. There he is! All right. James Parker.
Okay, is it better now? Is it any better now? Okay.
Well,
can we do something about the background, please? I don't like just being in the neither world.
What do you mean? You're not in the neither world.
I know. You have the overlay graphic, but you don't have the background graphic.
You talking?
Come on, dude.
What are you talking? I don't even know what you're talking about.
When you go under graphics and then background,
why do you get to decide how the room looks? You want an overlay. That's what you're saying. You want like that.
No, I don't want an overlay. I want a background. The air. Scroll down. It's further down than overlay.
Okay, all right. See, I thought I said.
So you usually do that little wavy sine wave looking dots, dot matrix looking thing.
No.
Damn well what I'm talking about. Put it up there, because if I want to clip this later and put the highlights on YouTube, I want to. Ooh, I like that.
Or are you talking about that?
That's what you usually do, but I like that other one too.
All right, yeah, that's the Matrix kind of a deal. Where's my UFOs? Oh yeah, I'll put my UFOs. There we go.
Yeah, you can do both.
There you go. There's my.
That's what you were doing yesterday. I kind of like that. I like the new trumpet intro. We've got some good stuff going. So today on the Mix channel, and BFE, Anywhere America. I heard Kate Bush is running up the hill.
Look at that.
Right.
For those who don't know, the mix format is a format. It's a modernization of the adult contemporary format. Which James, do you know who invented the adult contemporary format?
Would that be our good friend Walter Sterling?
Look at that! It sure would. The inventor of I am friendly with the inventor of the adult contemporary format and basically the top 40.
Yeah, so that's who's the top 40 then?
Lee Abrams.
Oh, he gets credit for that? Well, good for him.
Yeah, well, yeah, he gets credit. He gets credit because he was the first guy to go, you know what? Hippies like music and it sounds better in FM. Let's start putting rock music on FM. I mean, are you aware? I mean, you are because you're a radio guy, but I don't think most people are aware that before like 1970, if you wanted to hear the latest Beatles song, you had to listen to an AM radio station because FM was such a new technology at the time. It was only being used for classical music because it was thought that that was the only true kind of music to be appreciated in stereo. So yeah, he did that. He convinced people from coast to coast that we need to rock, and he put it in like a top 40 format, superstars format, jam and oldies format.
Well, the way I understand it is,
all
if you're the radio station owner, you can get this AM signal that can reach 18 states, or you can get this FM signal that can reach about a 60-mile radius.
Yeah. Well, but you're going to really pound that radius and you're going to get the target demo you want, which are kids that spend money on stupid shit. And, commercials are great.
I hear you.
How was your day? Anything interesting happened to you today?
Not especially, except I've been graciously invited to fill in for the Pursue the Happiness Radio on KPRC tomorrow. So I'll be on in Houston from 2.
Look at that.
Yeah, 2:00 tomorrow Central Time. And also, you and I now have a standing invitation to make our Sunday night appearances on Walter's show a regular thing.
Cool. I'm in. I cannot commit to this weekend, however, because it's Lake weekend, dude. We're gonna be out. I can't tell people we got to be back by a certain time. When the party is happening on the waves, baby, we gotta go until they die down.
All right. So you can't do it Sunday? Yeah, I don't think. You know what?
Because it's a holiday weekend, and I don't know. Like, I'm gonna have my kid this weekend.
I'll tell him. Fair enough. I'll tell him.
We're probably gonna be doing stuff.
But I'll tell him. Put us down for next weekend.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I love it. I appreciate it. And if anything should change, I'll let you know. I mean, you do it without me. You're right. Hopefully, right? You would do it without me. You would do something.
I probably won't.
Why not? Okay. Yeah.
Gives me a chance to take the night off too.
Yeah. There you are. All right. So nothing good happened to you today?
Well, I work. And the weird thing that's been my life for the last couple of weeks is my wife's grandmother has been staying with us. She stayed with us for a couple of weeks earlier in the summer, and then she just stayed with us for the last couple of weeks. Now, my wife works part-time from the house, and she has to go in the office 2 times a week at least. And so for 2 days a week, I'm just hanging out all day with a 92-year-old woman. And so, yeah.
That could be fun. I love super old people.
Yeah, so we've gone to a lot of lunch dates. Hey, I'm about to go eat lunch. You want to go get something? Oh, sure. Where do you want to go? She has a ridiculous accent.
You got like a whole Harold and Maude thing going on. Someone's going to catch you making out with her in the car in a parking lot of some
That's
diner.
not going to happen.
The outskirts of Tyler.
Mm-hmm. Is that what Harold and... No, I have no idea what you're saying.
Harold and Maude. An iconic movie from the late 60s, early 70s about what is that, May-December relationship? Like a teen boy.
Like The Graduate.
A teen boy. No, like The Graduate, like The Graduate's mom. Like a teen boy of like 16 falls in love with like an 80-year-old woman.
Oh.
Harold and Maude. It's adorable. It's adorable.
Okay. No, that sounds like the dude in Ozark. Wyatt and...
Yeah, Mrs. Poppy Grower.
Darlene.
Yeah, what was her name? Darlene. They got such great names in that show. Darlene.
I know. It's like the hillbilly name generator.
Yeah. All right, never mind. Let's not get bogged down in that. Someone in the chat room will know Darlene and her husband's name.
Yeah, so I've been hanging out with a 92-year-old, but it's also like just a constant reminder of how like not interesting my life is. Like, where are you from? Well, I was born in Tyler. Well, where'd you go to school? Well, I went to Chapel Hill from kindergarten through 12th grade, and then I went to college also in Texas, and then I lived in Texas, and then I lived in New Orleans, which is like the next state over, and now I've just moved back. So I've stayed in a pretty tight radius, right?
Oh yeah, you're
That
over
yes,
in the Southwest.
yeah, so this is a lady who was born in the Yucatan Peninsula, and she married a British subject who was from British Honduras, which is now called Belize, and they immigrated to the United States in like in the 50s, and they bought their first house for $17,500, and she's been all over the world like 10 times because her dad was actually born in Germany, but he came to the Yucatan Peninsula on some military thing and married a local girl, but the local girl's dad was actually from Barcelona. So she has family in Barcelona and Ecwarden,
All right, time
Germany.
out. Time out. Wasn't paying attention in the beginning. Who is this lady? This 92-year-old lady you're making out with?
Yes, yes. This is my wife's grandma.
Oh, wife's grandma. Okay.
Yeah. So like I don't have anything cool like that. Like, where's your mom from? Texas. Where's your dad from? Texas. Well, where's your grandfather? Well, Texas. Well, where's your grandmother from? Texas. And I can go back to like this 1860s, and we had a dude come over here from Ireland. Like that's I do
Yeah.
not have a very exotic
No,
storyline
me neither.
at all.
Everybody, my grandfather was basically born and died.
Darlene Snell, thank you.
Darlene Snell. That's it. The Snell family. My grandpa lived and died his entire life in the same 5-mile radius. He never left. You know, but that's very common. It's very common. I mean, most people don't leave. Most people, they stay in their hometown. It's, you know, more adventurous, I suppose, or whatever, to just pick up and leave. But it's scary. You've done it a bunch of times. There was a thrill to it where you pack up the car and you're going to go to some new town. You don't know anybody. It's a job. You're not sure about where you're living. I mean, that's a scary thing for a lot of people. But for some people, we process it differently. I love that. I would pick up and move tomorrow. You tell me, hey, you want to move to San Francisco? You got a job there? I'm like, let's go.
Like,
You
how
know?
much does it pay? And if it's above X amount of dollars, let's go.
Yeah. Yeah. Can I? Yeah. Obviously, it's got to yeah.
Starting tomorrow. Let's go.
I love that. Although, who am I? I can't do that because of my kid. So I'm pretty much now
Oh man,
anchored to this area for the next
dude.
5 years.
You know what makes me feel kind of old is I have sort of not necessarily assumed the mentor position over some other people who are in the business, but a few years younger than us. But just naturally speaking, when they come into these situations, they'll give me a call and ask me what I think. And like there's this one, there's a friend of mine in New Orleans, and a radio station and a TV station's offering him a job at the same time. He's like, well, which one do I take? I'm like, well, which one ever offers you the job first, you take it. And if the other one gives you a better deal 2 weeks later or 1 week later or 2 months later, you just ditch them and you go to that. And he's like, well, isn't that crappy to go take a job knowing you had this other one? No, they would do the same thing to you. They would
You got a
drop you in
squirrely
a
line.
second.
That's
Where
right.
did this
Oh my God.
squirrely loyalty thing come into
Loyalty
play?
to a
Like
corporation, to a
what the
company? Are
hell
you
are you
kidding
talking?
me?
No,
They ain't
no,
loyal to
you
you.
no. They sure as hell are not. You take the best offer that's on the table right now, and if you have to renege on that offer or take a better offer, 5 days the next
See it
day,
with our
you
athletes
take it
all
and
the
you don't
time.
feel bad about it. Yeah, and no,
Hold on, I gotta let the dog in.
okay. And if you think it makes you look bad, well, maybe it does to like those people, but who cares what that handful of people think that you don't need a job from anyway because you just got a better one. And they would ditch you in a second, when corporate comes down and says, hey, we got to cut some salaries or we got to cut old Parker over there. They may be like, are you sure? But they didn't really go to bat. They're not going to go to bat for you. They're not going to say, well, why don't you keep Parker on and I'll just give up my salary. I'll quit and we'll save the same amount of money just as long as Parker keeps his job. No. That's y'all stop with the teeth might fall out joke. That's nasty. Yes, and it is nothing personal. It is just business. And he's like, well, which job do I take? I'm like, well, which one pays you more? He's like, well, the TV job is offering to pay me like 15,000 a year more. I'm like, well, then you're going to take the TV job.
You just take the TV job. It's an
But I don't know if I
month.
like it as much. No one cares what you like, Kenny. No one cares what you think. You're going to take the one that pays more. Or, you know, look, if they show up and they're
Okay.
offering you the same amount of money, then you can be like, well, which one do I like more? But if they're paying you significantly more money, you're going to take the more pain in the ass job.
I would say this. I would say, dude, look, unfortunately, the skills that you have acquired have made you attractive to basically the modern day equivalent of blacksmith or chimney sweep. It doesn't matter. It's old school radio and old timey TV. You're just gonna go where the money is because neither of them are gonna be around in 25 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And certainly not in the form it is now. There is no reason to have any loyalty to these. Besides, these companies now they're changing ownership like every 6 months now. So the owners don't even have loyalty to the companies they own. They're just
Bro, Odyssey stocks at like 50 cents a share. I'm thinking about just diving in and just having fun. Just spend a couple $100, and if it turns around, you know, that could turn into a few thousand real quick. But if not, it's a fun little bet.
They do really good with sports, and I don't know. For those who don't know, Odyssey is the new name of what used to be the CBS radio network, or
Well, Intercom.
Intercom. I was going to do
Intercom
the
got
whole
sucked up CBS.
right. It was Infinity, and then CBS bought Infinity, and then Entercom swallowed up CBS, and then they changed their name to Odyssey. Which what they're doing. Odyssey does a lot of really good stuff in the digital space, like with their all of the Odyssey radio stations. I know this because I listen to an Odyssey radio station regularly every day. Their digital content is terrific, so I would buy that stock because they know it's changing, and they seem to be investing.
Well, they're drowning in corporate debt, and they have bond interest they can't pay.
Well, there's still money to be squeezed out of radio before you completely move out of it. The problem with radio by today's technological standards is that the overhead of maintaining a radio station is ridiculous. And there is a business model that is still turning profits that has that expense built in. So that's why radio still exists for that reason and that reason at all. It's too expensive just to switch over.
They're making money, but they really have so many billions in debt that they may go into the wrong kind of bankruptcy that would cause all your stock to go to zero. Yeah.
So if you've got some of that stock, I do think like iHeart is very good with the digital. iHeart, when they changed their name to iHeart from Clear Channel 15 years ago, they saw it. They were already on that sort of path into embracing the new and slowly phasing out the old. Hey, okay, so I got a question, and then I can tell you about how I almost fought a drag queen today. But here's my question. This is something that I was just thinking about. How many people in the average Amazon plant, like, an Amazon distribution center, you ever seen that? Those places where they're just like basically labor veal. They're like human labor veal. They just, do the same thing.
Well, it has the architecture of a really big skating rink.
Yeah, yes, and it seems, and it's an unskilled labor job. It's a job where doesn't require you to have like any advanced degrees or any particular knowledge. It's a good job for a working man. What used to be a real solid blue collar type factory job. That's what the new Amazon warehouse job is. All right, so when you look, I watched the thing today and I saw all of these people in the Amazon warehouse. There was like a drone that was flying over and like showing everybody working. Let me ask you, James, what percentage of people at any given moment in an Amazon warehouse are baked off their ass? Because everybody looked like a stoner. Everybody looked like they were super stoned and just doing the same monotonous thing over and over again. So give me a percentage of people in the Amazon warehouse that at any given moment are stoned. Standing outside, taking a hit off a one hitter, going to the bathroom, hitting a one, whatever it is. Gummies in states where it's legal, just, slamming gummies.
Look, I know this might sound low to what you're expecting, but this is high compared to what I think it is on the national scale, but probably 1 out of 4.
So you're saying 25%?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Okay. You got to see the video I saw. I'm well over 70%. I'm close to 80%.
Are you? Because there's look, just walk into one of these sort of low grade restaurants, like, and I don't want to bag them because I love them, like an Applebee's or an Olive Garden or a Chili's or an Outback, and like the people there, there's a lot of people that are really happy to be there, but you'll notice about 25% of the people that are there look like they want to put a shotgun in their mouth. And right. And I don't understand that, because when I'm at Olive Garden, I'm like, well, things are good. Number one, I'm not at work. No one's giving me crap. As long as the kids are behaving, it's garlic bread and pasta, and this is going to be great. And I see people, and I just think some people are just miserable at certain times, no matter what's going on around them. And
Yeah.
so it's sort of that comparable, like when the drones flying overhead in your Amazon warehouse that probably used to be a giant skating rink. There's some people there that may look stoned, but they're just checked out. They're just not with you, and they don't need the help of drugs to have that look on their face, like, just kill me now, or just I'm not even here, or I'm just a
Kill
shell.
me now.
Yeah, I'm just a shell of a human being, and I'm
Seems
gonna
like a
go
hard
home
job.
to a loveless marriage. And
Seems like a hard job. I didn't see a lot of that. You know what I saw? I saw a lot of dudes who are going to drive shit cars back to funky apartments where they still live with their buddies. It looked to be okay. So if I'm breaking it down by racial lines, it was a very diverse workforce in the Amazon drone video thing that I was watching. I would say that most of the dudes, the white dudes, let's say white dudes, they're all kind of like the Jay and Silent Bob type. They all look
long
like
hair.
that, long hair,
Yeah,
tattoos,
dead
just
giveaway. Sure.
right. The black guys, there was a lot of black dudes, and I don't know that there were a lot of black dudes that look like they're only doing this until their hip hop career takes off. You know what I mean? They're waiting for
They're
their
the
album
CEO of
to
their own
get
label.
signed.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And then there was a lot of black women. Uh, there was one large. There was one very large black woman who waved at the drone, and it's like, and she smiled, and it's like, oh, isn't that nice? Look at her smiling. But she was like a 350 pound, black
Woo!
woman. And then who else? And then a lot of other people have just, like
I would
mixed.
imagine Asians
Diverse.
would be underrepresented in a job like that.
Asians did not stick out. I don't think I saw. Yeah, I
I
don't think
mean,
I saw
and I hate the
one.
term Asian, because am I talking about the subcontinent of India, or, the obvious Chinese, Japanese, Korean, what used to be called Oriental and was its own distinguishing feature, has now been blurred because people pretend like they're offended by it. But yeah, either one of those, Indians or the East Asians, whatever the hell you want to call them, neither one of those highly represented, I imagine.
Yeah, I don't know. I
Well,
saw a lot of like white dudes and a lot of nice typical American diversity going on there. The work. Imagine, close your eyes and imagine a nice cross section of the American working class. That's what I saw. But they all looked
okay.
like stoners. They all had that little edge to them where if you're sitting on a picnic table in a backyard with them, they're gonna take a hit off that joint. They're yeah, man. Hey, brother, let me get some of that, brother. They're all that guy. That's what I saw, and I just thought, good for them. Good for them. Because the job looks monotonous as hell. It looks like one person doing the exact same thing over and over again. All right. So you want to hear I almost fought a drag queen today?
Okay.
Okay, so I do my shopping at two different Krogers. I have two Krogers at my disposal. They are both of equal distance. One we like to call Dr. Kroger. That is the one that is over by Parkland Hospital, and it is frequented by a lot of people in scrubs. That huge Parkland community, they all, whether it's lunch, so they have a great lunch bar because all the doctors come over there, great stuff. So that's the big one. That's the super Kroger. Then we got Gay Kroger. We got Gay Kroger, which is at Cedar Springs and like Wycliffe.
That's the one that's all self checkout, right? Or are both of them?
No, that one's all self checkout. The Super Kroger, they have a couple of regular checkout.
I've only been to the gay one. I hadn't been to
Yeah,
the doctor one.
look, the Doctor Kroger has a pretty. It's a larger selection. So if I'm really doing shopping, I'll go there. But for my day in and day out, got to run. I go to Gay Kroger for one reason and one reason only, James. It is far more interesting. The people watching and the things that you see at Gay Kroger in the middle of the day. Like, for instance, so I don't know if you had it out by where you are. We had quite the thunderstorm that rolled through town today.
We did. It was great.
Oh, my God. Yeah, it came through and ripped through town. So I was inside the Kroger there, the Gay Kroger, when that all went down. And I'm walking out. And as I'm walking out, I'm in the area where the carts are, you know, where you're still inside, but it's kind of like the transition area between the store and the outside
Yeah.
with the doors going, you know, and there's always a security guard
You
standing.
want to fix the caption there? I mean, I'm sure Jeff
Oh, yeah.
appreciates the
Let's
shine.
talk about this. All right, let's go back. Good eye.
Ooh, Byron's
All
got
right.
punchlines.
Yeah, Byron's always got punchlines. All right, we'll go to Byron and his punchlines. We'll share them.
Gay Kroger,
Oh.
where the hot bar is way more confusing.
Yeah, well, it's the smaller Kroger, so it's not exactly. It doesn't have the big hot bar the way the Dr. Kroger has. So anyway, so it started to rain, and it started to rain really bad while I was inside. I was only inside for about 10 minutes. And like I said, you go to this Kroger, it is for sightseers only, boy. I'll tell you, you see, you know, this is where you see the people who, like, I don't know if you're there at noon, the people who like 6 hours earlier were like completely cranked out of their ass, you know, cross-dressing in some club somewhere, you know, leather boys and stuff. But now you see them in their day attire, but they still might have like the purple hair from the night before and all that. But now they're just wearing like a Nike t-shirt and cutoffs. They're not going for, so it's like a weird kind of, it's like, all right, look at that. So one of those people, I'm walking out of the store after going through the self-checkout because everybody knows I like the robot checkout. So I'm going to run. I'm like, all right, it's pouring out there. And as I get into that transition area, as I come to the outdoors where they open to the outdoor, it is buckets. It is, and I'm like, oh my God. So I put my head down and I got my bags in my hand and I put my head down and I start to run. Now in front of me was somebody who I assumed was also about to run. And this person gets outside, gets about 5 steps outside the door, gets hit with the first bucket of water and stops dead in her, him, them, they's tracks. And I slam right into the back of him. This person falls to the ground, slips in the puddle in the little park, and lets out a scream like you have never heard. And like I step back and I'm like, oh, are you okay? And I lean in to help this person up, and they go, don't you touch me, my makeup's gonna run. Okay, this person was, I gotta look at them. They are obviously a drag performer. And they were in about maybe 10% drag attire. Like they were like 10% there. They had started because they're probably going to work maybe or whatever. They put the makeup on. So she's on the ground. I back off and I go, can I help you up? And she's like, just, or they are, I don't know, man. I don't know what this person was. I'm just trying to help. It's raining and I'm getting soaked. And this is all, by the way, happening over the course of about 10 seconds.
So, well, look, if this is a dude presenting as a chick, we'll just say she or whatever. But look,
nope, wasn't that clear. Wasn't clear that she was presenting as a chick. That's what I said. It's like it's a drag.
Well, what about the makeup?
Like,
if you're presenting as a dude, you don't have eyeshadow on. Was there eyeshadow involved?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think
okay.
So.
Presenting as a woman. The thing is even if they don't have the wardrobe on, that's the easy part. It's the makeup that takes forever. And if you screw it up, you know, what are you gonna, you can't go back and fix it so easily. A lot of times you have to just take it all off and start from scratch. And that's the harder part.
Does that help you with anything? She was wearing a
hairnet means nothing because that means he's probably going to opt for a wig. Okay. But the makeup is the hard part. That's the part that takes the time, that if you streak it, you've got to clean your whole face and start over.
So I say it's pouring down rain. They're screaming bloody murder. And I say, can I help you? And this person just looks at me and shakes her fist like I did something wrong when you're the one who stopped dead. Okay, so imagine that I paint the picture properly. Exiting the Kroger. I'm in the area that is not the Kroger and not the parking lot. It's where the security guard stands, and maybe they got like a wall of potato chips that is saying this weekend only, potato chips. It's that area. The carts are over on one side.
I hear you.
So the outdoor doors open up. I duck and I start to run. This person has a good 3-4 steps on me. They went first and I went right behind them. And then they immediately stopped, causing me to slam into them because my head was down. I was trying to.
You don't think you're a little close to them, that you don't have time to adjust? You know, there's the proper follow distance. Like if you're driving a car, that you're just running right up the backside of a trans.
Hey, I make mistakes. You're right. Maybe I was going to, I will tell you that my thought process was that this damn fool's going to hold me up. I need to get around them. Maybe I was making a move. Maybe I was making a hard pass and didn't see him and gave him a little shoulder. That's okay. I was trying to go around them. That is honestly what was happening. I had my head, but I didn't. It was rain. And then they stopped. If they hadn't stopped, if they had kept moving, it'd be like if you ever made one of those really difficult lane changes where you're going in and out, in between cars. What if one of the cars that you were going right back, what if they just tapped their brakes just as you was right? That's what this person did. This person caused me to slam right into her because she freaked out over a little rain and then shook her fist at me.
Okay. Now,
Long story
I
short,
know,
walked to
I
my
know
car.
that. I know that you didn't do it on purpose because I know you're the type of guy that has no interest in just randomly body checking some dude in the rain. However, from the
That's
trans
the old
point of
me.
yeah, I told you. But from the point of view of the dude you just knocked over, they don't know that. They just know someone body checked them onto the ground. And whether it's an accident or not, they haven't decided yet. And so they can't really give you the benefit of the doubt. And you kind of, from their point of view, how do you explain to them that you're not the bad guy? You are the bad guy in this
So in that
scenario.
moment, there is no self-awareness. There is no personal responsibility for screaming like a bitch and stopping flat because a little bit of rain. You knew there was rain. We
Look,
knew
I
there was
should be
rain.
able to run through a parking lot and slow up without some dude running into me. That's not a ridiculous request.
I don't know. Are you saying that I was moving too fast for conditions, Officer James?
No, I'm saying you were moving
Using
too
me up?
close to begin with. Why were you cutting
Okay.
it so close that just a random flinch by this weirdo could make you body check him?
All right. Well, that was my eventful day. Got caught in a rainstorm and almost fought a tranny.
Well, you want to do it?
Wait. You can't say that, right? That's one I can't say. I have to
No, we
apologize.
can say that. That's not a
No, no,
thing.
no.
No
No,
one
we
really
can't.
ever.
If people don't like it, then I won't say it. This isn't about, being defiant.
No, this I
People
know,
don't like it, I won't
but
say it.
that's the deal, though. There's no one who really is offended by that. People think other people are offended by that, but no one ever really is.
I don't know. People lose jobs
It's
every
like
not that I have a job, but I'm just trying to be nice to everybody. I'm just James, I'm an old man in a quickly changing world. I don't know what's happening.
you want to do a monologue.
No, it's 9:30. You still want to do a monologue? We can, but
Of
I mean,
course, I want to.
I got stuff we can get into if you want to get into some stuff.
You're saying you
All right.
don't.
Oh, fine. Oh, we'll do a monologue. James wants a monologue. James gets what James wants. Here we go. Little monologue. James also gets the floor because he's a bitch like that. There
I
he
know.
goes. Look at him. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the Comfort Nest Comedy Lounge high atop the 1%er compound in beautiful downtown Highland Park, Texas. We welcome you to our Thursday night show, our final show of the week. Want you all to have a safe and happy Labor Day weekend. Please put those hands together for a man that has toured the world. He's entertained the crowned heads of Europe. He's been here. He's a regular Monday through Thursday evenings, 9 p.m. His name is James Aloysius Parker.
Can we get rid of this little caption or make it say James Parker or something? Just recommendations. I know everything sounds like I'm being diva-ish, but I'm just constructive criticism is all that is. But you're a beautiful crowd. Tonight, President Biden's delivering a speech on the battle for the soul of the nation. It was carried on all the major news networks and also on CNN because it's not a major news network. The economy continues to struggle, Pugs. To give you an idea of how bad it is, Dog the Bounty Hunter is also now Dog the Aluminum Can Hunter. Oh, you're just mailing it in, huh? Is that what you're doing? Bed Bath & Beyond had some bad news. They're going to close 150 locations, but executives say the stores could reopen if the internet thing turns out to be a fad. According to a new study, magic mushrooms may be effective in treating alcoholism. Unfortunately, to get off the mushrooms, you have to start shooting meth.
Oh, no, that's not what it's about.
I think they're booing meth. They're not booing me. According to a new study, male dolphins form large social groups to chase females. You could say the males have a common porpoise.
Oh, that's funny. Rapey dolphins.
Bad.
Who knew dolphins were like frat bros?
Oh, did you see what she was wearing? September is National Childhood Obesity Awareness Month. Doctors say your child may be too heavy if you take him to the playground and he bends the monkey bars.
Oh, he loves the fat jokes.
It's a fat joke. September is National Pain Awareness Month. I'm not an expert, but if you're not aware of it, it's not pain then, is it? Like, how could that even pain awareness month? How can that be a thing? It just sounded stupid. All right, fine. That was an attempt. Not all of them are good. September is also National Chicken Month. This year's theme is Go Pluck Yourself. Go pluck.
Oh, make it stop, Lord.
I got another joke about how bad the economy is, Pugs. How bad is it?
How bad is it?
Yeah, the economy's so bad. Habitat for Humanity is building a home for Jimmy Carter. Come on, man. That's like an altruism charity joke. Jesus. In Albuquerque, a man is wanted for robbing a donut shop, or as the local police are calling it, a hate crime.
All right, they like that one.
Yeah, cops and donuts. Old faithful. According to a new study, religious people have better sex lives, or maybe they're just more likely to shout, "Oh God!" Happy early birthday to pollster John Zogby. He's turned 73 tomorrow, with a margin of error of plus or minus 3 years.
Zogby polls.
Yeah, pollster humor. And finally, happy early birthday to former CNN anchor Brian Stelter, who turns 37 tomorrow. If you want to send him a gift, he could use a job. I mean, me and Pugs probably could too. I mean, if you're handing out jobs, you know,
someone's giving them away.
Yeah. That joke applies to me as well.
Mm-hmm.
Not just Brian Stelter.
Hey James, you want to see a real pro? You want to see the kind of person that's getting jobs in this crazy mixed up media world? You want to see someone that you?
What does that say? Fuck Stick Perkins.
Oh yeah, did I leave your name up there? I'm sorry. Let me fix your name. Sorry.
Thank you.
I left it up there. Yeah, okay. So here, watch this lady. This is good. This is gonna be fun. This lady was live on the air. She's a news lady, and a fly flew in her mouth. And what do you think she did with the fly? All right, I'm gonna give you a choice. All right. She's on the air, she's live TV, talking, pretty little news anchor lady, and all of a sudden the fly goes, phew. What does she do? Does she swallow it like a gamer and just muscle on? Does she freak out, or does she do something else of your own guess?
Swallows and goes, just like a pro.
Oh, like a pro?
That's what a real pro would do.
You think she's a pro? All right, let's see what happens here. News anchor swallows fly.
I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt, lady. Don't let me down.
Yo, you know what I just realized? I don't know what this computer that we run the show on, it doesn't allow me to show anything from.
Well, how have you showed all those other videos?
Yeah, well, the video isn't downloading. Here, this is what I get.
Can you go find it on YouTube? Because I know you can do YouTube.
Right? Yeah, but no, I can't do YouTube anymore because now everything on YouTube has an echo. Everything on YouTube has a.
Oh, all right. Well, I'll find it over here.
All right, let's see if we can find it over there. We still haven't figured out what's wrong with eats a fly.
Eats fly. Ooh, bro, if you type in news anchor eats in YouTube, it says news anchor eats hot pepper, news anchor eats cat throw up.
Do you want her name? Do you want her name?
News anchor eats soul food. It's like, wait a second, what kind of white bit is that? Anyway, hang on, let me just see a fly.
Farrah Nasser. Just search Farrah, like Farrah Fawcett, and Nasser, Nasser.
Got it.
You got
All
it?
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
See if you
Hang
can
on.
share it and see if that way we can hear
Let's
this.
see.
So we can see how
Give me
she
some.
reacted,
It's
like a
doing an
pro or like a girl.
ad. You don't want to see this anyway.
Yeah, I know. Mediaite. Is that where you got it from, Mediaite? That's what won't show on my end.
I'm getting it from like Entertainment Tonight or something. Hang on. Let me go back over there. Skip ad.
That ain't it.
All right, you got it.
I don't think that's it.
During a live press conference. Take a look.
Yeah.
All right.
Nothing from the government per se, but the premier. It's coming from the health sector. The bee.
Not a
All
pro.
right, so here's the
It
chick.
was
Let me
the
skip
noise
to
for
him.
me.
That's
That's
right.
There's
It was
compilation.
Stop torrential rain.
That's her.
A national emergency has been invoked.
Okay, go back,
Has
man.
been invoked by
Yeah.
here in Pakistan. Extreme weather.
No.
8 weeks of non-stop torrential rain. A national emergency has been invoked.
There it goes.
It's been invoked, but the weather in Pakistan, extreme weather, is alarming.
Did it.
Need to
Good
watch our
for you,
reports.
lady. Now that's a pro. Farrah Nasser.
And joining us now is Farrah Nasser herself. Come on in here.
walk on. Look at this. I know you get
ET Canada. Do you want to watch an interview with her?
No, I really don't.
Yeah, she's already a hero. Don't ruin it. It can only go down.
Yeah. Well done, Farrah Nasser. She's I mean,
She didn't
Bugs
break
Bunny.
character though. Like, commit to the bit. If you're gonna sit there and read a horrible natural disaster story, what are you supposed to do? Oh, I swallowed a fly. No, just keep going. Just swallow it and keep going. Don't
Keep going. Nobody
ruin the bit.
cares. Nobody
Don't
cares.
break. Yeah, no one cares. Don't break
Nobody cares.
character.
Tell the story. All right, what do you got? You got anything? Ugh. You want to talk about the Tiffany Haddish scandal that's popping up right now?
Haddish?
Isn't it Haddish?
No, it's Haddish.
I don't know. I can't stand her. There isn't that I hate her. There's something about her. She rubs me the wrong way. And I don't like her. And
She is the black equivalent of sort of Dane Cook, where like I don't necessarily hate her, but the type of people that would find her appealing, I question them.
Yeah, I don't know. You know what? I was going to say something, but honestly, I'm not familiar with her stand-up comedy. I've only seen her be interviewed. I've seen her in movies.
Well, and you saw her do a pretty questionable job on Saturday Night Live, and I don't say that lightly. I don't think she did that good as a host. Remember?
She's totally forgettable. I know I saw it because I've seen every episode, but
Tiffany Haddish,
totally
yeah.
forgettable. Tiffany Haddish breaking tonight. Tiffany Haddish and Ari Spears are being sued for allegedly grooming and molesting children. Haddish's lawyers fire back and calls it a shakedown. All right, so let me lay
That is not what I was expecting at all.
All right. So
I thought she had sort of a juvenile sense of humor, not like juvenile attraction.
Do you know who Ari Spears is?
I don't know who Ari Spears is.
Mad TV. Yeah, if you looked him up, he's a pretty famous stand-up comedian in his own right. Tiffany Haddish and Ari Spears groomed a 14-year-old girl and her 7-year-old brother, coercing them to film explicit skits. This according to a new lawsuit. But Tiffany's legal team is calling it nothing but a shakedown. Years in the making. The comedians are being sued by two siblings, going by Jane Doe and John Doe, who claim
I've seen this guy before.
Yeah, Ari Spears? Oh, yeah, he's pretty successful.
I just didn't know his name. Okay.
They've been traumatized for life as a result of allegedly being groomed when they were children. The boy also claims to have been molested by both Spears and Haddish. In the lawsuit, the older sister says she was just 14 when Haddish gained her trust and convinced her to film a sexually suggestive video with Haddish teaching her how to mimic fellatio.
Wait, and she was 14?
14. Tiffany Haddish made a video of her teaching a 14-year-old how to give a blowjob.
Okay, that's a little weird.
Questionable choice to put on tape. you know, but okay. The allegations got even more disturbing. In the suit, she claims her younger brother was only 7 when Haddish brought him to a home where Spears and Haddish molested him while filming
Oh,
while filming a Funny or Die video titled Through a Pedophile's Eyes. So Tiffany Haddish and Ari Spears made a Funny or Die video called Through a Pedophile's Eyes.
Well,
Okay.
listen, that's
And
how if
they
it's on
say that
if it's on Funny or Die, it's not child porn. Funny or Die is a comic site. And so maybe someone's making a joke about child porn, much in the same way Al Franken was making a joke about molesting a passed out woman, but he didn't actually do it. He just made some really offensive to some people. It's not offensive to me. It just rubbed some people the wrong way, and they found it offensive, but it's not the same thing. Is it the same thing? Did they really abuse this kid, or did they
well,
make some sort of video that someone
your
thinks is
point
abusive?
your point is very well taken. It couldn't be just, what I imagine is representative of child pornography if it was on Funny or Die, right? Funny or
Right.
Die has chimed in. You want to hear what Funny or Die has to say about these allegations? Here's what Funny or
Hang
Die.
on, can I just throw out what I hope they say?
Yeah.
Okay, so I hope they say, "Oh my God, we would not let a video of molesting children on our website." For one thing, we're Funny or Die, and there's nothing funny about that ever under any circumstance. So if you think what you saw on Funny or Die was something offensive, then something's wrong with you because it was meant to be a joke.
All right, let's see if that's what Funny or Die had to say in response to the lawsuit against Tiffany Haddish and Ari Spears. Funny or Die says, despite what the lawsuit claims, Funny or Die has had no involvement in creating the video. Funny or Die found this video absolutely disgusting and would never produce such content. We were not involved with the conceptualization, development, funding, or production of this video. It was uploaded to the site as a user-generated content and was removed immediately after we became aware of its existence.
All right, well, that's really bad news for Tiffany Haddish and Ari Spears. That sounds like it doesn't fit they were even attempting comedy if it was removed immediately, and that
But why did they put it up? They must have thought it was comedy. Why would they put it, or did somebody else? We don't know. We are making assumptions that they put it up. Somebody trying to get them might have put it up. You know what I mean? Like somebody's like, oh, look at this. I'm going to end both their careers. Even though it happened in 2018.
Okay, so let me throw this
They thought it
out.
was funny. I think they thought they were making some real edgy, provocative comedy. And maybe they're just so unaware of how disgusting it is because they are truly molesters. They are truly molesters, so they don't see it as despicable as you and me and most normal people would. That's just a theory I'm going with.
Okay, so the Kids in the Hall reboot, in the first episode, there's full male frontal nudity. Now, if there's a kid that's an extra in the background of that scene, they would be called pedophiles, but that's not their intent, and that I'd really prefer they didn't. I would never do such a thing where I had male nudity with a kid in the frame or anywhere, even if it's disappearing over the horizon in the background. But it's not the same thing as being a sexual predator, which is the worst case scenario here.
Being nude, well, okay, first of all, it depends on what you're. Never mind. There's nothing wrong with being naked. There's nothing wrong with the nude human body. Okay, that's I don't want to go down this road, but
there's something wrong with it if you're in the middle of a kindergarten class. But sometimes these laws are really weird on what defines a sexual predator. Like some guy who got caught taking a whiz next to the freaking Red Lobster because he had his wiener out in public. He's now has to register as a sex offender.
Right,
but
he's got to go meet the neighbors. He's got to go introduce himself to the neighborhood.
Yeah, for taking a whiz behind the dumpster. Yeah,
in a parade.
And it's not the same thing as what the sex registry was intended for. So I kind of, until I know all the details, I'm really hesitant to go full condemnation, but this is already sounding bad.
It's got nasty. It's not good. It's not good. The siblings say their mother tried to reach a $15,000 settlement with Spears over the alleged molestation video. They are going after Haddish and Spears for damages. Well, Tiffany Haddish got some deep pockets these days because she's a pretty hot performer there in Hollywood. So, maybe that's it. But holy cow. I mean, how could, you know what? This is like just what the crazy QAnon people need. Just a little bit of proof that Hollywood is filled with child molesters and pedophiles. Just a little bit of something that we can't deny. They got crazy QAnon people got that one right. There was anywhere in QAnon's craziest things about Hollywood pedophilia has Tiffany Haddish ever been mentioned. Let's go back now on Reddit and see if anybody said this one. Did anybody get this one?
Yeah,
Are we
4chan's probably just flowing over this like a bunch of
Because
piranhas.
we know Leo and Hanks and all of them. They've all been named and called out. We know that they are the world's largest producers of child pornography, according to Gil. But did anybody over the course of the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ever mention Tiffany Haddish? That'd be fun to see, right? You go, oh, look at that. QNN,
We're about
QNN got one.
those answers are out there if you want to go search for them.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, why don't we know anyone on Epstein's client list? Does that bother you that that's not being made public?
It's not
Because we're running out of
bothering me.
excuses for it not to be public.
Here's what's up. He's dead. You know, I don't really care about that story anymore. I mean, that's just, it's not.
You don't want to know
No.
who's.
Do I have a perverse interest? Sure. If you guys find out and you want to release it and tell me about it, I'll sit and listen. But no, it's not something I'm upset about. It might irk. Look, there are so many things that upset me about the mechanisms of this world that we live in and the shit that we don't get. Yeah, you know, I haven't really thought about Epstein in quite some time. Although that's not true. I thought about him today because it's Dershowitz's birthday. So I think
he was on the plane, wasn't he?
Yeah, I introduced during the birthday segment that I said Alan Dershowitz, accused child molester and close personal friend of Jeffrey Epstein.
Bro, I got a ticket.
Said anything about his legal accomplishments.
Here's the deal. This is why. I was coming home last year for 4th of July weekend, and I got a ticket for going 74 and a 65. However, there are some people who can have underage rape island in the Caribbean and not be held to any account whatsoever. How do I get a ticket for going 74 and a 65? They can have a private island where everyone knows that they're taking underage sex slaves for the rapey delightment of the world's elites and billionaires and politicians and whomever else can afford to be in that highest of elite inner circles. And we're all just like, well, if they're going to get away with it, well, who am I to stop them?
Dude, life has never been fair for the plebe, the serf, the peasant, the pauper. That's all. We're loser. He's a billionaire. Of course. We are the modern day peasants. I mean, no.
Yeah, well,
it's not fair for us. Never been fair for us peasants.
I know, but if we can go block traffic for some guy who gets choked out by the cops, why can't we go block traffic for this dude? Right? Let's go catch these guys. Because what if it is like Bill Gates and Donald Trump and Bill Clinton? Fine, tank both of the political parties, tank everything, take these hoes down. Like we can't, we're just gonna let it go. I'm not so good with just letting it go. I got time.
Yeah. I'm not gonna worry myself about it. But like I said, you guys find out anything, you guys keep obsessing on it, you find out, then you come get me and I'll listen. Because yeah, I would be interested in seeing that stuff, but I gotta move on.
All right. Hey, go check out the Florida Stories podcast. Tip the show with this info down here.
Are you trying to get out of here early? What are you trying to get out early? You trying to move quickly? This is it.
Yeah. Hey, and I got bad news. I'm only on season 3, episode 6, not 10. So I still got 4 more episodes until what's it called? The
Pine Barrens. Pine Barrens.
Pine Barrens.
It's where they go into the woods. You'll get it this weekend. You'll enjoy it. It'll be good.
Yeah, I got a boatload of people visiting all weekend, so maybe not. But I'll get to it soon, and I'm looking forward to it. And I was very disappointed when we sat down to watch today. We didn't get to watch an episode because we were interrupted 8 times by kiddos. But yeah, season 3, episode 6.
When you don't wear condoms.
Condoms?
Some quick changes. Oh, excuse me.
What does that mean? Was that English?
What? I just burped.
Condoms?
Oh, ha! Because he's got a lot of kids. Big changes at SNL. I don't know if you saw this story.
I did not.
Believing, we got a huge department. Like the entire cast from last year is gone. Like everybody's gone. Like a whole bunch of people already left, but now another group of people have left. Here's what it says here. There are more cast changes coming to Saturday Night Live. Alex Moffat, he famously plays Eric Trump, and
he's great.
Rich guy with a boat, on weekend.
Yeah, he's gone.
He's not bad. He's gone. Melissa Villaseñor is gone. Melissa Villaseñor, a little cutie. She does a lot of great impressions.
She had a couple of good moments.
And Plano's own Aristotle Athari, after 1 season, is gone.
Yeah, get out of here.
SNL. And I thought he had something. Other people who have left already from last season, or planned departures that have already happened. Kate McKinnon, A.D. Bryant, Kyle Mooney, and Pete Davidson. So
Wow.
add to that Alex Moffat, Melissa Villaseñor, and Aristotle Athari. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, it's going to be, they're going to have to hire a
Wow.
bunch of new people. And I love it when they hire new people because
Yep.
I love seeing the new people for the first time and making a snap judgment.
Well,
It's just, they're going to be terrible or they're going to be great.
I like the idea of churn. You know, it's weird. It's almost
Important for that show.
it's what makes Keenan Thompson so special. Is I'm not upset that he's still on, but you know, for
one guy
all
can do it, one person can do it, too, but for the bulk of the cast we have to
and he's like the exception that proves the rule almost.
yeah, I'll
But
give you that.
but here, the good thing that comes with it is you're going to get a whole new slate of characters, and it's very much like the musician experience, to where so many people's first album is awesome versus their second, third, fourth album because they've had their entire life to come up with all their 10 best songs,
Right.
and then their second album they got to come
John
up.
Hinckley comes on.
Yeah.
He's had 30 years to write one album.
Yeah, but their second album, they got to come up with that in 6 months.
Right.
And so, like, when you get a whole new cast of characters, you have all the best characters that these people have thought up their entire lives, and they're about to get tried on the big stage.
Saturday Night Live. This is really unbelievable.
When did they start?
There is a narrative. I don't know, sometime in September.
Yeah.
48 seasons, late nights, 48th season. I don't know. But there's a narrative that has been going around for years and years that nobody watches Saturday Night Live anymore. It is the most watched live television. It's been doing. SNL now runs live across the United States all at once. This is a relative new change. They used to do it on delay for the West Coast.
Mhm.
Saturday Night Live airs in prime time on the West Coast and has for a couple of years now. In the 2021 season, it was the most watched entertainment program on television among viewers between 18 and 49. That's the one they want.
Because it's still good. It's still good.
It's what they want. Yeah, but I mean, for years, people. We can have this conversation another day, but there is a very provincial attitude towards Saturday Night Live because it's been
Used to be
around.
good back when
Exactly.
Will Ferrell and Adam Sandler was on
It
it. But
was-
when Will Ferrell and Adam Sandler were on it, people were saying used to be good.
Hasn't been
back
good
when
since
Chevy Chase-
Belushi and Chase. Hasn't
Yeah.
been good since Bill Murray left. Hasn't been good since Eddie Murphy. Whoever the cast was when you were 18 years old, that's who you are going to think is the best cast. That's what I've been able to determine. But they've all been good. Do you know that I just watched a documentary. We'll get out of here. I know we still got 2 minutes. I just watched a documentary about Chris Farley, right? It was that Dark Side of Comedy from Vice.
Right.
Chris Farley, The Last Days of Chris Farley. And they talked about the 1992 season and about how it was the worst season and everybody hated the season and it was no good and blah, blah, blah. And then they showed the cast from that season. And I'm like, oh, yeah, no, you're right. Mike Myers, David Spade, Adam Sandler, Will Ferrell, or not Will Ferrell, but
Dana
Phil
Carvey.
Hartman, all these, no talent. I could totally see why Chris Rock, Chris Farley, Adam Sandler, they all, Chris Rock, Chris Farley, Adam Sandler, and I want to say David Spade all came on in the first year. And collectively, the entire country went, those four all suck. We hate them all and we'll never like them because they're terrible. And then look at who they turned into.
Love all those guys.
I know.
Love all
We just don't
those
like
guys.
change. We just don't like people don't like change. We don't like to have to, get used to the new guy, even if the new guy turns out to be Chris Farley.
I don't have that gene, because
I don't either. I'm
I
very
can't
open.
believe-
I love new things. I'm always
Right.
excited about new.
I will always listen to the local pop station. I will always listen to the local hip hop station. I want to see what the next thing is. I'm dying to know. I love this world. I like this spaceship that we're on. This is great.
Certainly when it comes to entertainment, I feel like I try to stay as open as possible. And having kids our age, the age that we have both children, it'll keep us young for a couple of years because we'll hear all the slang and all of that.
No cap. Yeah.
We'll be all right. All right. See you, James. There he goes. We'll see you. No show on Monday because of Labor Day and whatnot. There he goes. I don't even know if he heard me. For the high noon audience, I do have breaking news concerning tomorrow's show. No show tomorrow. I'm sorry. No high noon show tomorrow. I'm sorry. But we have plans. My kid is off school tomorrow and Monday. I don't know. I mean, I know he's off on Monday. It's Labor Day. Why is he off tomorrow? Ugh, yeesh. All right, guys, we'll see you. That's it. Have a great Labor Day. We'll be back. First show, the next show that we're going to do will be on Tuesday morning, Tuesday at high noon. You guys have a great weekend, a great Labor Day, and we'll see you on the other side. Okay, there you go. Bye-bye now. Quest.